Hi there, this is Cristina Vega, and this is We Go to 11. Welcome.
Why don't you just make 10 louder and make 10 be the top number and make that a little louder? These go to 11.
Thanks so much for your time. I know I've been wanting to get somebody from the band here over the last few weeks, and the publicist is like, stay patient. We'll get some availability as the release date approaches. So the album's just around the corner. I mean, at December 1st, it's just a couple of weeks away pretty much. So how do you feel about the album finally being released? Because I think you guys have been sitting on this for a little bit.
Yes, we recorded the album on May, and we are expecting to have the release because we are like, wow, super excited about to release new music with the new formation with my vocals on it.
Right.
That is pretty cool. It's my first album with Cobra spell, and yeah, I'm so excited.
So you said the album goes back, you guys were done recording back in May. It seems like it was just a few months ago, but you've been actually in the band for a little bit. So tell me a little bit about how you got approached about being part of the band after the previous incarnation kind of dissolved.
That was I think it was like April 2022 that I remember to be working. I give vocal lessons. Then I was like giving lessons, and my phone started to sound and ringing all the time, like beep, 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 a lot of messages, and I was like, what is happening today? And I told my student, like, I asked him, like, hey, can you give me 1 minute, please? Because my phone is like crazy. I have to see what's happening. And I checked my phone, and I had almost 40 messages sending to me the last post of Sonia Nobis, which was female singer wanted. And I was like, okay, this is interesting. And I went there, like I checked her post, and I wrote her like, hey, Sonia, this is Cristina from Spain, from Barcelona.
Right.
And can you tell me what is about? What do you need? What are you expecting from a singer? Like, what do you need?
Sure.
And we talked a few messages, and she asked me if I could sing Poison Bite, which is one of the songs of Love Venom. And I went home as far as I could, as fast as I could, running. I came home, and I started to record the song. Then 1 hour later, I sent it to her. Like, okay, I got the song. And she was, wow, I want to meet you.
Oh, nice.
I like your voice. I want to meet you in person. Can you come to the Netherlands? Okay. Then I had a week to learn all the songs, and I did my audition with them. And 1 week later, when I returned home and all the stuff, Sonia texted to me like, hey, Cristina, we think that you are the one. And yeah, the guild is from Instagram. Instagram is how we connected.
So it was that, So it was the social media thing, and
social media, yes.
So, okay. So one of the things that you brought up, I think it sounds like you're based out of Spain, right? And yourself anyways. And then secondly, I mean, you're a vocal coach, and you've done previous recording, been part of other bands in the past, but how long have you been a vocal coach, and how did you get into that?
I've been a vocal coach, but let me tell you something. And I was giving lessons to friends since I was 20 years old. Like I was I didn't even know what I was doing, but some friends were asking to me like, "Hey, I like your singing style. Can you teach me?" And I was like, "Yes, of course, I can teach you." And but in some points, I noticed that what I was doing was really difficult, like raspy voice, distortion. Even sometimes I do growls on my recordings, and I thought that maybe it would be a good idea to know how 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 I was doing that. Like, okay, I have a question and I don't know the answer, but if I'm here singing by myself and I reached this type of voice for me, why people has to wait the same amount of time as me? Like, I've been singing for 20 years now, or maybe more. I don't remember, because I started to sing when I was a kid, but I had no formation at all when I was a kid or when I was a teenager.
Right.
But the thing was, like, I wanted to teach vocals to make people reach their goals faster, because I think that I last too long in the process.
Okay.
Like
Right.
I spent a lot of time arriving there.
Sure.
Then I thought, okay, maybe it can be a good idea. And I studied vocal coaching, and some methods I studied with Melissa Cross, which is an eminence in distortion, with David Benitez from Extreme Vocal Institute, and a lot of people more.
Oh, wow. So you definitely went in deep on that once you got
Yeah,
going. Oh, nice.
yeah.
And so as far as the Cobra spell, I mean, the band's now intact. You guys have the lineup. You're going forward, recorded the record. How much were you aware of the previous incarnation of the band, or the previous version of the band, and what'd you think? I mean, were you a fan of it?
I didn't knew. I didn't know the band at that time. I knew Sonia, and I was aware that she was playing in Crypta, and
Right.
she played in Burning Witches,
Right.
but not too much about Cobra Spell. And
Okay.
when the first time I saw the videos, for me was cool. Like, wow, this formation is a mixed band, girls, boys, like
Right.
doing a great job. Yeah,
Right.
yeah, it was nice. Like, okay, interesting.
Right. And having listened to the previous record with the previous lineup, I mean, it was good, but I think this makes it more gosh, it seemed like before the music, it was almost there. Now it seems like it's there, and I think a lot of it has to do with the vocals, the lineup that's in place now. I mean, I'm excited for you guys, because I really do think this is a great record.
Thank you so much. I don't know. Maybe. I think that becoming an all-female band is really powerful. Like you can feel the energy, like the fire in our eyes. No,
Right.
like it's interesting to see how five girls can push something really really far, and give this energy on stage, and on a record, on the videos too.
Yeah.
And I think that the previous Cobra spell was not bad at all.
Right.
It was good, but maybe it was not the correct proportion of
Right.
ingredients.
Right.
I don't know, like
Right.
when you make a recipe or a cocktail, you know, like
Hmm.
if you put too much of this and too less of that,
Right.
then yeah, it's a caipirinha anyway, but the flavor is different, you know?
Right. And there's just a whole slew of like all female bands, which is great. Like you just mentioned,
Mm,
Sonia has been a part of a couple of those, Crypta,
mm.
Burning Witches, Nervosa, Thunder Mother, and now Cobra Spell. I mean, there's a lot of all female bands, and I think it's exciting in a way because I think that wasn't something that we saw 20 years ago, and now it's kind of
Yeah.
become kind of not that unusual.
Yes, when I was a kid, um, and I started to listen to heavy metal,
Hmm.
all this new metal because
Oh
I'm a
yeah.
huge fan of new metal. Then something was like I was missing something. Like,
Hmm.
okay, I have female vocalists, but I need angry female
Right.
vocalists.
Sure.
And for me, it was I had a time that I was listening to Slipknot, listening to
Mm,
Linkin Park, and I was like, wow, man, I want to do this,
sure.
but I don't know if I can do that because I'm a girl.
Hmm.
And then I discovered Dio,
Mm,
and everything went crazy in my head. Like, wow, Dio
right.
is my metal father, and I always say the same, like, Papa, I love you, but Ronnie James Dio is my metal father. You know,
Right.
like,
Right.
wow, like um, he turns out really special for me, and in that time, I was missing female vocalists like them.
Mm,
And now we have the opportunity to give this image, you know, like
hmm.
to be this role model
Hmm.
for young girls or young boys
Sure.
that they want to make music, or they feel aligned with the lyrics and with the
Hmm.
music and with the image, you know, like being able to give this image to the world, and to be this role for, or to touch feel to
Right.
touch the hearts of the
Sure.
metalheads, no, or to touch feelings, for me is like amazing.
Yeah. And it's awesome. I mean, I kind of figured I was going to ask you about influences as far as vocalists, but it always comes down to Ronnie James Dio and like Rob
Yeah.
Halford, I think. I mean, uh, who are some other vocalists that you look up to or that have inspired you, growing up or
um
even at the present day?
I'm a huge lover of progressive metal,
Oh, nice.
so I love bands like Opeth,
Hmm.
Leprous, for example, are my biggest inspirations vocal wise.
Hmm.
Then Rob Halford, Dio, Bruce Dickinson, of
Oh,
course.
yeah.
Um, Doro, for
Oh,
example,
yeah. No
Doro.
kidding.
When the day I discovered Doro, wow, I was like, is this real?
Mm.
She was there all the time, and I didn't know. Like,
Yeah.
wow, wow. And Tool, for example.
Mm.
Yeah, as I am a big fan of progressive metal, is something that I have like really really inside. But Chester Bennington,
Mm.
Corey Taylor, I remember this band. I don't remember the name of the singer. Is Mudvayne.
Oh, okay. What's his name?
Mudvayne.
Chad Gray, I think, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
And nowadays I like to listen to Unleash the Archers, for example.
Okay.
Britney Slays
Oh,
for
yeah.
me is
That's another
is
great band.
she's a queen.
Right.
Oh my God. Or Battle Beast.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
Right.
Nowadays I have my female influences, as you
Hmm.
can see,
Yeah.
and Tatiana from Ginger,
Okay.
Courtney from Spirit Box. No,
Wow.
it's
Nice.
amazing.
So would you have like a dream duet if you were going to do record a duet with somebody? Who would that be?
Rob Halford,
Ah,
for sure.
nice.
It gives me goosebumps when I think about him. Like, oh, I cannot believe it. But I have a crush with Michael Lagerfeld from Opeth.
Oh, okay. Right.
I've been in love with him since I was like a teenager,
Oh,
and
wow.
maybe would be a nice duet to like.
Okay.
Wow, no, I cannot imagine.
Have you ever gotten a chance to meet him at all?
No.
Oh, so
No.
that would be like a double win for you, right? Recording a
Whoa.
duet and getting to meet him. Yeah.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's so awesome. I mean, everybody has their fans and you kind of go fanboy
Yeah.
or fangirl in this case,
Yes, of
over
course.
who you like. And that's great that
I think this is super great and it's super healthy
sure.
to have these influences. Of course, I have friends in
Hmm.
Barcelona that they play really well
Hmm.
instruments and they are big composers. For example, one of my biggest inspirations of people that I can touch with my hands, like
Sure.
people that I know in person, is
Right.
one of the guitar players of one of my bands is. He's Joaco Luis. He's
Okay.
the best guitar player I ever seen in Spain.
Mm.
Like he's a magician
Oh,
with
wow.
the guitar. And for example, if I say, yeah, one of my biggest influences is one guy that plays with me in a band that nobody
Hmm.
knows.
Yeah.
It sounds kind of weird, but
Right.
I think it's healthy too
Sure.
to feel like this admiration to people that work with you. For example, I admire Sonia.
Hmm.
It's a pleasure to play with her in Cobra Spell, for example. No,
Hmm.
that's a lot of people I admire.
Right. No, it's great. So you guys released a video recently
Mhm.
here for the Devil Inside Me. I'm guessing there's probably going to be more videos, or what's the plan on additional promotion? Because obviously part of it is doing some live dates and festivals and whatnot.
We are planning the next year,
Hmm.
speaking about concerts,
Hmm.
but before the release of the album, we will release a third single, which
Wow.
is the Warrior from Hell.
Okay. Nice.
And um, then we are taking the time to plan the next year. You know,
Okay.
we are rehearsing a lot. We are planning all the tour and all the dates for the next year.
Hmm.
And we thought that would be nice to have like a little pause
Right.
to
Right.
take the time to um, think about stage ideas, the new
Sure.
image, build everything together. Yeah.
Now, one of the things, I mean, obviously, if you're in Europe, yeah, part of it is to probably have a goal to play North America, which is where
Yes.
I'm at. But it'd be probably great to see you guys. Obviously, at this point, the costs and all the other stuff associated with that, as far as getting proper documentation to get over here.
Mhm.
But is
Yeah.
that kind of on the table as far as potentially doing something in North America?
Yes. Yes.
Nice.
In fact, I remember talking with Sonia, and she asked me like, "What is your dream in music, Christina? Or what is one of your dreams?" And I said, "Tour the States
Oh,
and
nice.
then touring Japan."
Yeah, there you
Yeah.
go. So those are
Yeah.
good
And
goals to have. I mean, I'm a
yeah.
fan of it because I'd like to see you guys perform in North America. That'd be fun. Especially if you can do it in a package, with a couple other bands too
Yeah, would be
that kind of
awesome.
mesh pretty well. So
Yeah.
One of the, well, let's see, I got a couple more questions and I'll cut you loose. So one of the things that I ask folks is, have you ever had a stage mishap? Because, the title of the channel, We Go to 11, has something to do with Spinal Tap. I don't know if you're familiar with Spinal Tap, the movie, the band, this is Spinal Tap, but have you ever had a stage mishap take place? What was it and how did you bounce back from that?
Okay, what mishap means?
Like any stage problems, like the mic isn't working, like you
Oh,
trip
okay.
and fall, or
Oh,
maybe
okay, yeah.
monitors aren't working.
But all this stuff
Yes,
happens
anything that
more.
technical difficulties, basically.
Yeah, of course. Like mics, not working mics,
Oh
not
no.
monitors not working at all. Like I remember that in one of our last shows, I was like, "Hey, how are you guys?
Right.
How are you doing? The next song is
Oh no.
from our next album, 666."
Yeah.
And I was looking at Sonia, and she said, "No,
Oh.
this is not the following song."
Oh
Like
no.
my set list
Sure. Oh no, it
broke.
was wrong.
My no broke,
Oh, it
and
broke.
I was not able to see the title, but
Okay. Ooh.
I remembered that maybe the SEX song was coming now,
Sure.
but not was that song.
Oh no.
Was not that song, and I was like, then we're going to
Yeah.
play SEX,
Oh wow.
and we had to move the order of the
Of the
songs.
set. Oh no.
But yeah, it was funny in the end because
Sure.
like we were like, no, this is not the song that comes now.
Oh no.
But yeah, and sleeping on stage. I remember one time that Sonia's amp was super, super, super loud, and
Right.
I was not able to be on stage. Like
Oh no.
I needed the earplugs because some people from the front of house, they were not aware. They were not aware of what was happening on stage, and
Mm-hmm.
I was like, "Hey, there's a lot of noise here.
Oh
Please
geez.
help us." But yeah, these funny things that happen all the time. This give you. I think this situation give you life. Like gives you the spark to keep going. And
Mm-hmm.
okay, let's see what the future holds for me today on
Right.
stage.
And how do you, is there anything in particular you do so you don't uh get more anxiety when something like that happens, because I think you can get a little bit
Um,
anxious and you're like, oh no. And then if you get too
yeah.
much anxiety, then maybe you lose control of your composure and then you can't follow through, right?
No, no. I mean, well, for me, the worst part was talking in English with the audience
Mm,
because, as you can see, I don't speak fluently yet,
hmm.
and sometimes I struggle with that, and I've been studying. I've been taking lessons, English lessons, and
Right.
I'm putting all my efforts to improve my English. And sometimes when something about this happens, I have to improvise something. Like I have to tell something in English,
Right. Right.
and I
Huh.
prepare sometimes myself for that moment that I have to talk with the audience in English. And even
Hmm.
even if I struggle and even if I am nervous,
Right.
I manage to do that. And I remember one day that I say, okay, guys, I'm having some difficulties here, but my English is cute, so let's go. And
Nice.
all the people was laughing, and it,
Right.
it, it went good in the
Yeah.
end.
Right. Oh man. Hey, well, thank you so much for a few minutes of your time. I hope to, have another conversation with you down the way as you guys move forward and do some stuff in North America. Love the record.
Yes.
I have it pre-ordered, so it's coming here in the next couple of weeks.